Hey, my boy, it's Khazamula with a mic. So we're gonna get right into it, right? So the five mistakes that I think startup artists tend to make. This is just my opinion, by the way. It's nothing. It's no research. It's just my observation and my experiences, right? With half informations in most of the situations. So the first one I think is thinking that anybody cares or should care. I think a lot of times when people are starting to make music or produce an art is assuming that how you feel about it is how other people are supposed to feel about it. So I see a lot of people who work hard on their art and they walk around with an entitlement that people are supposed to like it, not acknowledging that people have other things they like and things that they already know they like, and they don't know you and they don't even know if they're gonna like what you're doing or what you're about to tell them. So the one of that thing can be soul crushing, so ego crushing when some people find that out. Some people it builds them, but a lot of people it breaks them. So watch out for that ego, man. Watch out for that shit with your ego, bruh. Don't think anybody cares. You have to give people reasons to care. You have to work on it, because everyone else who's getting people's attention, believe me, even if it seems like most people are just doing simple things, believe me, over time, man, people at work to actually earn people's interest to an extent whereby somebody could just be sitting and think, you know what, let me grab my phone and search for this person's content specifically and listen to it or watch it or consume it in any other way. The second mistake that I see a lot of like upcoming men tend to make, especially people who are still beginners, is that people are often not committed enough. They are not fully committed. A lot of people would start because, especially for people who come into, let's say for an example, in music, right? People who come into music with a musical background, but this musical background is not commercial musical background. It's just some other things. Maybe they were in a choir, maybe they are some of like the most preferred singers in their church. They are just known to be able to sing. People like that often come with like misconceptions as to how they are gonna sound on record and how people are gonna you get what I'm saying. So they are often not fully committed, because unlike somebody who enters into an art whereby they are acknowledging that they don't know anything about it, such people tend to assume that they already figured it out. They just get a record, you know what I'm saying, but they've already figured it out. So people don't really commit as much into practicing how to be a recording artist. They don't really find themselves committed to like really practicing how to do this for real, researching every day, looking for new information, different ways of doing it. Oftentimes when people becoming recording artists and they have a background of music, they tend to think all they just gotta do is cram it and come to the studio. But it is a lot more, because now we are dealing with a machine, a third party here, technology, you get what I'm saying. So oftentimes I see people not committing as much as is required for to actually begin a career in art or in music. Number three is making excuses. People are always making excuses. Excuses why I didn't come to the studio, excuses why I didn't finish writing, excuses. People always think that other people should have the time to entertain why they are fucking incompetent. Nobody is obligated to fucking give you their attention, telling them why you are incompetent. Nobody has to have time to listen to you explaining you are incompetent. This is just why I'm gonna say excuses. Eliminate excuses. Oh, it's listening to no fucking buddies. Oh, that is the worst. I've seen it with rappers. You have a producer here who is an experienced producer making you a beat, and you go home to start working on it, and your brother, your sister, your friend who knows nothing about music production tells you it's not alright. I've seen so many people ruin good songs because they got advice from somebody who has no fucking business making music or dealing in any business of music. Just people who are just like, they just listen. People who are super uneducated on the music they listen to. So stop listening to nobody. Stop letting people who have done nothing impressive, nothing That shows that like by they had to work hard for, tell you stuff like they don't know. Like, you have people who have no idea how what you're doing is done, and they're here giving you advice and instructing you on how to do this and that. This one is very logical, it's very rational, it's very common, and it makes sense why it's so common, you know. And not believing in yourself. I understand anything that you're starting to do, when you listen to the pros, when you listen to some people around you who seem to have figured it out, it might feel very